Hello, and welcome back to Tales of Zestiria. Get it loading up. How y'all doing tonight? Good? Good. So yeah, we're back with Tales. The race did run today. Finished up relatively early. Kind of boring. Halfway through when they first restarted, it was really exciting. Then got bored. And the fact that I don't really care for the outcome doesn't help things out, right? So let's go. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same as yesterday. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we can go for a couple hours. I do gotta work tonight, so I would say about the usual 2.5 hours, and we should be fine. Though I've been texting with my brother, so he may text during this. I did let him know that I am trying to stream. So if he does, I'll be answering him. He got a puppy, and well, basically trying to figure out what to name her. I know we should be getting in fights. Oh.
I'm counting on you. Wonderful.
God damn it.
Pull together. Tiger blade. Let's give it up. Be gone. Strike.
God damn it. Everyone stop attacking this way.
It's over. No, it's not yet.
Pretty good, right? Banquet!
Sweet dreams. Almost slide evil. Full and surge. I got you. Not yet. Looks like we win.
Okay, that was a little chaotic. What was I saying? Yes, my brother got a puppy, and he's having trouble trying to figure out a name for her.
I guess something like this is right.
Ready?
Can't figure out the name at first.
Be gone.
Let's do some fortune telling. Please pick one.
Alrighty.
Nick, Leo, and Edna will have excellent luck.
Wait, what about me?
Okay. Now I think this cave is where we're supposed to find the Irish gym, but I'm just guessing. Because I don't know. What was that? Oh, I know. Let's just look it up instead of wasting time. Because, again, I would like to get to some pretty good story getting done. So what is this thing called that we're looking for? The Dirt Leech Hellion. Zestiria. Dirt Leech location. Get a cave. we're in the right location, right? Yeah. So. Yeah, looking. Near the end of the cave, use for its portability or something, and water fill command. Okay, so we are heading in the right area. It is all the way over there. Oh. Those. Oh, this is. Okay. Anyways, let's go.
Wait, get that please! Hey, hey!
Try this out! Tiger Blade! Dragon Bang! I'll spin it right!
Shield me! You can't be finished yet!
Yeah! Aqua Blade!
Everyone, are you alright?
Go away. Slow. We just want to get the important stuff so we can get back to the story. Smash that open last time we were here. Honestly, I don't think we came all the way down here. Ah, Dragon Tail. Do they have that? Yes, we just off.
We mustn't hold back! Command!
It's over! This isn't over!
Ain't you overdoing it a bit there, Mixter?
No, this is about normal for me.
This one even in the battle. Why are they talking? Okay, so let's go to save. So around here.
pick something up.
It's two.
We cannot avoid this
So tiny!
So tiny! Should I use wider range attacks? If you can hold them back, we'll follow your lead.
That thing was small, didn't even see it. Weak to fire. Resistant to pretty much everything else.
It's over! Be gone! Strike! Miss me all right! Remember? Burn! Charge! Dancing flames! Dancing flames! Crown fire! Brilliant weapons! Tower of blood! Breakthrough! Burn away! Predatory flame! Brilliant weapons!
Not all that bad at all.
Brilliant weapons! Burn away! Pillars of flame! Move forward! Burning echo! Brilliant weapons! Pillars of flame! Rain of fire! Burn away! Pillars of flame! Burn! Burning charge! Burn! Smoke down! Rain of fire! Breakthrough! Move forward! Burning echo!
Take this!
Earthworm! Burn away! Predatory flame! Brilliant weapons! Burn away! Predatory flame! Brilliant weapons! Burn away! Predatory flame! Burn!
Die.
I think it's time to take a breather somewhere.
Why? That wasn't a difficult fight.
Did I become a hellion? I'm sorry. I must have caused you all great trouble.
No, we're just glad you're all right.
My name is Forcia. Oh my! There's an iris gem here.
An Earthen Historia. Could we have that?
But of course. This is nowhere near enough to show my gratitude, however.
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
Dear me, what an honorable shepherd you are.
If you'd like to thank us, could you maybe give your blessing to a village? It's called Gadaden, and it's very close by.
Gadaden. That's the village outside the Shrine of the Fire Trial, correct? Do you have a vessel lined up?
We'll find one for you.
All right. I'll head over to the village for now.
The broken general tries to kill himself over and over, but he cannot die.
He tried to kill himself. So many times. And yet, in the end, none of it worked.
But wait, that's weird. You'd think at least one of them would have stuck.
He probably wasn't serious about it.
He sure as heck looked serious about it.
Yeah. It really felt like he wanted nothing more than to die. I'm guessing this isn't a coincidence either? Hard to say.
The more we learn, the more mysteries we find.
That's pretty much how the world works.
Alright, cool. Now there's just one left. Which, by the way, we just smash that. So, yeah, we're gonna come back here. There's a shortcut. So, one more. Then we gotta continue on. Now, my question is this general Heldalf? Thinking he is. Became the Lord of Calamity. If I was a better man, that's where I would I bet. There's only one thing for it. Turn upside down, flush it out. Zeph got more upside down and flush it out. So that's the last one. Yes. Last one that we need to try and get. This is probably going to be a difficult fight. Let's go. I really don't know. Looking for elephant. Okay. Okay. So we need to go to the southern entrance. I remember seeing it. It is gonna be like over there somewhere. So let's teleport. Teleport. Travel. Seven. This is... Yes. Let's go to make a save. This should be the last fight. Over there. It's supposed to be over in here. Yep, right there it is.
Oh, Acis, Oasis, the very font of life. Goddess of the barren wastes, succor to the parched.
Surprise poetry reading?
Now, Mickey, my boy. Surely as a water seraph, you understand how precious water is in a place like this.
Well, sure, I guess. But
Go on, Lila. I know you're just aching to plunge that smoldering fire seraph skin into the cool crystal depths.
I'll pass. Do enjoy your nice clean spring.
Then Edna, come! It is only fitting that a seraph of the earth should join me as together we leap into this blessing from the land.
No wonder you're a wind seraph. Your situational awareness blows.
That one stung.
Then wash your tears in this very font of life.
Yes. Yes, I think I will.
And then...
I like your mom.
So... Oh... It's 53. Women's the only thing that wouldn't do any damage to it other than arts.
What is up with that shining Hellion? And geez, it looks so heavy too!
You'll writhe in agony if you get stomped by it. You're pretty much screwed.
Gonna feel the burn!
Well, that just started. It's so nice.
Ready for dirty dancing?
How much HP does this thing have? 53,000.
Here's the explode! Break on through! Aim and fire! With my
Yeah, it's just so nice.
Shatter the loop!
Nice.
Same zero! Who's on the left?
Cleo.
Let's try this again.
Okay, here goes! What is up with that shining Hellion? And geez, it looks so heavy too!
You'll writhe in agony if you get stomped by it.
You're gonna get bit! Send it back! Feel the
Okay,
burn! Radiant heat! Magnetic field! Shield! You're gonna get bit! Send it back! Gale force! Wind metal! You're pretty good.
Smite the malevolence! Resilient ace!
so this is bad idea.
Rolling daily hit! Burst force! Lord of water! Spirit cleansing! Elixir here goes! Open the way forward! Aim and fire!
Come on, hurry up
Blue
and get
fire! Open the way forward! Burn away! Predatory flame! Burn! Scorch down! Pillars of flame! Vermilion crescent! Burn away! Predatory flame! Vermilion crescent! Burning charge! Pillars of flame! Use the water! Dancing flames! Crown fire! You're right, Nicoleon! Breakthrough! Burn away! Predatory flame! Burn! Burning charge! Predatory flame! Iron burn! Burn! Burning charge! Pillars of flame! Vermilion crescent! Burning charge! Pillars of flame! Vermilion crescent! Burning charge! Predatory flame! Rising sand! Take this!
You're pretty much screwed.
Breakthrough! Burn away! Try that! Take this! Releasing rock! Vermilion flame!
Wasn't strong enough.
Here! Purify the earth! Very little! Lord of Wind! Wind blade! Fear my wings! Strike! Dragon! Brilliant shards!
You're pretty much screwed.
Quiver! That will work! Strike them away! Resilient aim!
Is this my all?
Well, if we would have been able to hit the Mr. card.
Don't underestimate
Fine.
what is up with that shining Hellion. And geez, it looks so heavy too.
You're right in agony.
Crimson flame! May it burn your soul! Vermilion crescent! Kill my Blade of fire! Burning charge! Predatory Vermilion crescent! Predatory blood! Blade of fire! Burning charge! Iron
Pretty much screwed.
Purify the earth!
Gonna feel the burn!
Use the Mr. card.
You may feel a slight numbness. Charge attack! Shoot!
You're pretty much screwed.
Who's off Watch your health! Ocean Blitz! Break on through! Burst! Ocean Blitz! Blue Flame! Watch your health! I need a hand! This can't end my all here!
Oh, crap.
can't hold back!
Resistant! What is up with that shining Hellion? Jeez, it looks so heavy, too!
You'll ride in agony if you get stomped by it.
Burn! Burning charge! Vermilion Classic! Burning charge! Predatorial Blade! Bottom fight! Crimson Flame! Make it burn your soul! There! No escape! Vermilion Classic! Burning charge! Burn! Burn away! Burn! Burn away! Vermilion Classic! Burning charge! Burn! Burning charge! Vermilion Classic! Burning charge! Vermilion Classic! Burn away!
It can't end here.
Shit. Okay, let's try this again.
What is up with that shining Hellion? Jeez, it looks so heavy, too!
You'll ride in agony if you get stomped by it.
Time you learn some humility.
Predatorial Blade! Full force! Burning Echo!
Raging Touch!
Way of fire!
This doesn't look
Burn! No escape! Release my spirit! Burst Blade! Burning charge! Release my spirit! Burn! Eat this! Burn! Burning charge! Burst Blade! Bottom fight! Crimson Flame! Make it burn your soul! There! Burning charge! Predatorial Blade! Brilliant Classic! Burning charge! Burst Blade! Burn! Burn away! Burst Blade! Burn! Predatorial Blade! Brilliant Classic! Rose down! Rain of Fire! Tower of Blood! Burn! I need a hand! Breakthrough! Burn away! Burst Blade! Brilliant Classic! Scorch down! Tower of Blood! Burn! Burning charge! Burn! Burn! Be careful! No escape! Predatorial Blade! Burn! Burn away! Predatorial Blade! Burn! Scorch down! Predatorial Blade! Vermilion Classic!
Ready for dirty dancing?
Release my spirit! Rain of Fire! Burn away! Burst Blade! Vermilion Classic! Burning charge! Burst Blade! Burn! Burning charge! Predatorial Blade!
Feel the burn!
Dancing Flames!
Radiant
Draw fire! Burn! Burn! Burning charge! I need a hand! No escape! Predatorial Blade!
We got this.
Rain of Fire! Burn away! Burn! Burn away! Burn! Cut my path! Burning Echo! Burn! Burn away! Burn away! I think it's time to take a breather somewhere.
We got that.
How careless of me, turning into a Hellion.
Are you all right?
Oh, I must apologize for troubling you, Shepherd. My name is Alkin. You must tell me, what did I go and do?
Well,
You became an Elephant Hellion and started attacking merchants.
Oh dear.
That made things hard for the people in Logren. We wanted to do something to help.
Logren? Oh, those devout believers of the Shepherd. Is there no guardian seraph?
not right now. But the people continue to practice their faith, even in such hard times.
It was the work of a Hellion. Don't blame yourself.
But nevertheless, I used to scoff at those humans for how easily they would become tainted with malevolence. And then I myself became a Hellion. And in my rage, I destroyed my very own followers. I'm ashamed of myself.
Hey, what's the use in crying over spilt milk? What matters is what you do from now on, right?
I'd wager you have a considerable amount of power, Alkin. Could we ask you to give your blessing to Logrin?
We'll find a vessel ourselves.
I may be able to use the tower in Logren as my vessel, assuming devout and pure humans have been living there.
Okay.
Please let me ask of you, so that I may atone.
Thank you.
Don't worry, we're sure it'll all be worth it.
Let's go back to Logrin and tell them that their elephant problems are no more.
Hopefully this will make things easier on them, right?
I hope so.
Okay, hopefully they will give us the last Earthen Historia. Irish Gym, whatever you want to call it. I'd be a little upset if we did that for nothing, too. I'll start Logan. So, maybe behind us.
Agil, find anything interesting?
Sure did, boss. Remember how you were looking for iris gems?
Earthen Historia! Did you find one?
We did, but we were a little late.
Someone besides Sorey wants them?
The guy that brought it is a priest who's studying archaeology.
Archaeology? Is he studying ruins?
I'm not really sure, but he has published several books.
Oh man, that's awesome!
I'm interested in his writing.
Could you try to stay on topic for once?
And who's this researcher?
As far as I know, he went to the Litwurg Bearwoods near Plitzerback wetland for some research.
That's pretty dangerous.
Though I do understand how he feels.
I'm a bit worried. Let's go.
So we have to take care of the elephant to take care of that. Well, remote villages like this, you can't do much about prices. Law. All that. All that.
I guess it's difficult to decrease the price of something when it's already gotten so high.
It does feel like the merchants are rather merciless on the pricing, but it's not like they've been affected by malevolence.
Right.
So I guess even returning the blessing won't solve everything.
A blessing alone can't change the hearts of people.
It's all so complicated.
At least the people of Logrin haven't given up on restoring their village.
Either way, the shepherds shouldn't get involved.
Yeah, this is where the merchants come in.
So, where do we need to go? So, you need to... You're new here, I'm sure. Listen. Network... Rewards... Not exactly safe, there's a lot more people go in, they never come out. If you don't find them soon, you probably can kiss that dream goodbye. Thought we've been there. Yeah. take out elephant. Okay.
We can't hold back if we want to win! Let the target! Lion Tower! It's time!
Get over here. Stop running away.
Blade bang! Strike! Back off! Be gone! It's over! Hold on, everyone! Not yet! Be gone! Strike! Tiger Blade! I won't lose! I won't lose!
I was clearly the star of that battle.
It's easiest to notice the dimmer stars when they shine, they say.
Okay, here goes.
Yeah! Tiger Blade! No escape! Quick attack! Blade bang! Be gone! Strike! It's over! Dance embers! Blade bang! Rose, get back! Ready? Focus! Poison strike! Yeah! Not yet! Be gone! Strike!
Feeling the pump, bro.
Here!
Really?
I still got stamina to spare.
Sweets are so good, especially after a battle.
Sorry about that. So, bet he's on the second map.
I shall
Oh,
protect everyone.
Tiger Blade! Let's get him! Dancing flames! Crown fire!
Your words shall make you vulnerable.
Burn away! Predatory flame!
Pull trigger. Your words shall make you vulnerable. I still got stamina to spare. You guys hanging in there?
Snacks are done.
so what talents? Let's see. Dells, not to win battle. What?
Don't underestimate frozen corpses going to hell!
People in here!
Trigger go!
This ain't over!
This is my down!
People in here! This isn't over! People in here!
Not done yet.
Ready? No escape! How's this? Fully signed! Back off! I won't lose!
That was unexpectedly tough.
Well, I expected it.
You guys gonna fight? Ooh, a fight!
Gonna charge you admission if you watch.
Let's restore our health.
Yes, please, Lila. This way. Back this way. Back over here. So, go up the second path to get over there. Okay. Get out of the way. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave.
Okay, here goes. Burn!
Let's keep it up! Don't push yourself out!
Let's do some fortune telling. Please pick one.
So, which side is the front?
David, are you asking me out?
I kinda like your interpretation.
Smash. Jump.
Don't underestimate. Time you learn some humility.
Blade bang! You want it here! You want it here! Back off! Be gone! Not yet! How's this? Aqua blade! Fire fire! Burn! Break through! Burn away! Burn! Burn away! Catching flames! Ground fire! I think it's time to take a breather somewhere.
Could this...
Just curious. Is that really better? It's a little focus, but I'll take that. Rose. Oh, well. That one does not. That one does. Lila. It's a little bit. Actually, flip it. Let's see. Is this anything? Yeah, Lila. Bill. go ahead and do that. Leo. Speed. Let's go for that for speed.
Must be some sort of training?
Out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. Leave alone. Let's see what's over here. Smash. Little chest that we just can't open. Bill. Oh, you guys really want to follow us all the way in here? Alright, let's go ahead and save. Because we probably got a boss fight.
Well, well, here comes trouble.
Oh, son of a bitch. Avoid that fight. Of course not. Oh. So that fight is what we gotta do. Nice. Alright.
Don't under it!
55. 150. No, only 15,000. Not that much. Let's do arts. Water is going to be the one that does alright damage resistant to everything else.
It's self-explanatorily huge!
Oh, I see.
Were you hoping to explain?
Awake, Cutter!
Break on through!
Back up.
Break down! Break on through! First!
Humility!
Azure Assault! First! Break down! First!
Trigger! Awake, Cutter! Glimmer Dragon!
Close to back! First! Break down! Azure Assault! Blue Flurry! Break down! Azure Assault! Clear the skies! Arrow Squall! First! Ocean Blitz! Open the floodgates! Bubble Arrow!
Iron Heart! Gravitas!
First!
Iron Heart!
Azure Assault! Clear the skies! Arrow Squall! Break down! Blue
Mystical.
Flurry! Ocean Blitz! First!
Purify the Earth!
Be careful! Bubble Arrow! Blue Flurry! Break down! Break on through! Break down! Blue Flurry! Break down! Open the floodgates! Bubble Arrow! I need a hand!
Alright.
Let's spread out!
Okay.
Let's spread out!
Yeah.
No. Thank you, computer. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we'll get the computer here in a second. It's apparently it ain't happy at the moment. I don't know why I was that. But since I did the goddamn update, that is why. Okay. Oh, don't do updates. They tend to screw things up worse. Go figure. No, that's not my tech advice. I actually do your updates. Just be prepared for problems.
Burst! Breakdown! Break on through! Here's the sky! Arrow squall! Blue flurry! Breakdown! Break on through! Burst! Here's the skies! Arrow squall! Blue flurry! Ocean blitz! Ocean blitz! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Aim and fire! Ocean blitz! Blue flurry! Open the floodgates! Don't push yourself, Lila! Blue flurry! Breakdown! Blue flurry!
Violent protection!
Torrent spinner! Burst! Ocean blitz! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Ocean blitz! Blue flurry! Breakdown! Break on through! Blue flurry! Ocean blitz! Azure assault! We'll step out! Watch your help! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow!
You act on instinct way too much.
Oh? Did your instincts tell you that?
This place is a lot more dangerous than I thought.
We need to find him. Quick.
What was that?
Are you that archaeologist?
You just cut through those walking stones!
It's not like that. It's called a heli...
Stay away from me, you monster!
What's the deal? We came to save you!
We're really after the Iris Gem.
True, but Sorey isn't just about that.
Hey.
Well, at least he's okay.
Yeah, I guess.
But still.
Look, there's the Earthen Historia.
That researcher dropped it.
Well, looks like we got a souvenir out of it.
Is this really okay?
Of course it's all right.
Oh, it's without hesitation. The general realizes at last that his humanity is lost with war. Heldalf, the Lord of Calamity, is born. Knew it!
And that was the moment that Heldalf, the Lord of Calamity, was born.
He was a human being once, just like us. Unbelievable as it is.
Yes, he may have been a cold military leader, but he had genuine love for his family.
How could someone like him turn into the Lord of Calamity?
Well, he did lose his family.
I don't know. It felt like more than anything that happened to him, the transformation was born of his own resolve.
Could be.
It's probably not anything we can ever truly understand. But I can tell this much. Heldalf finally gave up. He couldn't fight back any longer.
Alright.
Why don't we take a rest and eat some snacks?
So let's go ahead and make a save.
Think this is all of the Earthen Historia?
But we're still missing something crucial. How did Heldalf end up that way?
Well, we know all too well what hardship he's been through.
Whoa there, Sheps. Don't tell me you're sympathizing with him.
Is it sympathy? I can't even tell.
Sheesh, Lila, this is cruel. I liked it better when he was a faceless bad guy. You can chop those to bits guilt-free.
I'm sorry.
But really, though, it's tough. How are we supposed to figure out the right thing to do?
Well, is Lila even telling Sorey to find the right answer? Or...
Oh! Zavid!
Dang, sorry.
So now what? Just standing around talking like this isn't gonna solve anything.
Let's go back to see Maven.
Right. He's probably organized his thoughts by now anyway.
I think I'm vaguely starting to get it. There's some connection between Heldalf and the Shepherd who came before me.
I see. So Lila avoided speaking about it directly by asking Maven the storyteller to help her out. Ouch! Damn it, that's not what you use an umbrella for!
You have no idea how the mind of a lady works. Ouch! That hurts! Dang, what an ice queen. Ouch! Dang! She's not playing around!
Thanks, Zavid. We needed someone to break the tension.
Oh-ho! I think our Rose might be in love.
Don't get your hopes up.
Aww.
Let's hurry to Logren. I'm sure the old man will be waiting for us there.
Quite rare that we're ever in the same place that Maven is.
For sure. I mean, he's an explorer and all.
Is there any real reason why, though?
You really need to ask?
Guess there's no point in worrying about it.
Yep. Like they say, fear is often greater than something.
Greater than danger, you mean?
The skip before this last one was quite funny. And I just poking people with the umbrella. Specifically, Mechleo and Zavid. Cannot travel between safe points. What? Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna make me run all the way back through. That's That is no. Not just no, but hell no. Leave alone. God damn you. Stop running fucking from one side to another.
Extremely powerful.
Not yet!
Nice to be able to put my hair up with a barrette, right?
What's a barrette?
You don't know what a barrette is?
Were you born in a barn?
Have you been living under a rock?
I shall protect your excellence and humility. It's a Cyclops. Emphasis on the Z. Get it?
Not really.
Just give us the battle tips, please.
Burn away! Not yet! Brilliant presence! Burning charge! Predatory flame!
That was just fun.
Burn away! Predatory flame! Burn!
What a formidable opponent!
I could use something to eat.
Yes, we could. Just let us get the hell out of here. Please. Stay away.
Too bad, though. We didn't get to hear his stories about the ruins.
It's alright. Even if we'd have met with him, he probably wouldn't have listened to your ideas.
It's fine.
But what we know is based on our own thoughts, after experimenting firsthand.
Even if our conclusions are different.
I'll say.
Hey! Quit lollygagging, you nerds!
Rose is still mad at us.
You know it's because she cares.
I know. I'm cool with it.
You guys are quite a team.
Come on! Put some hustle into it!
Coming!
Okay. Let's make a save. Don't have to do that again. And the teleport should be available now, right? Yes. So let's go and get some story.
Find anything?
We know that Heldalf was stricken with a great deal of pain and hardship.
It seems almost like some kind of curse.
I can see that. Bound to the curse that is eternal loneliness.
During our most recent encounter with him, he taunted Sorey, preying on his emotions and trying to bait him into becoming a fallen shepherd. But afterwards, he reached out to Sorey and tried to convince him to join his ranks.
The Lord of Calamity, reaching out to the shepherd.
I want to know, just what happened to Heldalf to make him the man we see today?
But that would infringe on the old man's taboo.
We don't even have a clue what that really means. Maybe this is selfish of us, but still.
Is there no chance you can help?
Follow me.
Maven, are you sure about this?
There's no point in stories if we lose the future in which to tell them. No taboo is worth that fate.
Edna looked concerned. So yeah, we go upstairs. Everything began with Zavid.
Oh man, nice! Check it out! That huge thing has carvings all over it!
Is this from the era of the gods? I've never seen anything like it before.
Oh boy, more fodder for our resident nerds.
Well, that wasn't the Berseria. When did that get added?
What's that?
To most people, this monument is nothing more than a lump of rock. However, the storyteller of time can harness its true capabilities.
The storyteller of time?
The one who passes stories to future generations. Stories of humans, seraphim, hellions, shepherds, the Lord of Calamity. It is my clan to whom that fate has fallen. A storyteller is to be a dispassionate observer. He must not interfere in world events. But I am prepared to accept the consequences.
Is that an Earthen Historia?
There are more of them?
The others were fine, but this one had to be shielded from the eyes of men. So I kept it for myself.
Then this must be...
Yes, this is a record of the dawn of chaos. Come, experience the truth of the dawning of this age. Perceive the light, Perceive the darkness. Place your hands upon the monolith. Then, close your eyes. Foroshkus were kusaresko, wervek furiek ohish kehem omem. Do not ponder the answer for now. Simply feel. Understand?
What happened?
Where is this? I've never seen this place before.
We're experiencing the dawn of chaos. So I suppose this would be... Camlon, the Origin Village!
Well, might as well go on.
Undisagreed.
Disagreed. That's a new one.
Pretty big crowd here.
No kidding. General, this is absurd. How long must we keep living like this?
I am protecting you from the invasion by the forces of Highland. I'd expect you to be more grateful, Shepherd.
Huh? This guy's the previous Shepherd?
You have occupied our village for half a year now. This isn't protection, it's house arrest.
Not to mention, the Kingdom of Highland is only acting against us because Roland's moved their army here in the first place.
Looks like they can't hear us.
The Earthen Historia shows that which has transpired.
The strategic importance of this location cannot be overlooked just because the Shepherd founded a village here. You can trust Highland would say the same.
What, so it was inevitable?
When one considers the rise of the Highland Valkyries, yes.
I've had enough. Just leave us.
Michael, are you really okay with this? Those bastards are treating Lord Maltelis' shrine as their own fortress! How much longer must they blaspheme the Seraphim?
Brother!
It's okay, Muse. He's right that Camlon happens to be a strategically crucial location, given that we're here along the northern border. An army that controls this territory can send troops to the enemy's capital at will. Their interest in our land is sad, but understandable.
Do you really trust the words of that tyrant?
They will do as they will. We must focus on what we believe in. As a lone shepherd, with no other family in the world to call his own, I vow to protect Muse and everyone else. I swear it.
So the Origin Village was occupied by Heldalf?
And then dragged into the chaos of war.
Still, you can understand why neither army could leave it alone.
Is something wrong, Miklia?
Huh? Oh, well... The humans were treating Maltelis with scorn and contempt. No wonder his blessing was lost. But there's probably more to the story. Let's head towards the shrine.
Right.
Oh, so we can run through people. Cool. Except for us.
Could it be Rollins has noticed Michael led Lord Maltelis away from the capital?
No. Much more likely it's just a feint to draw out the forces of the Northern Territory. They just want a pretext to declare war.
This is absurd.
Thoroughly absurd. But that's humans for ya.
You said it. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
According to what the Shepherd said, the shrine is full of malevolence, and the village is beginning to lose its blessing.
Oh no, is Maltelis going to become a Hellion?
Let us put faith in the Shepherd. He said he would never allow that, even should it cost him his life.
But still, if the Shepherd would be lost anyway, wouldn't it be better for us just to evacuate while we can?
There's no way that someone like Michael could ever do such a thing.
Right. He's the Shepherd. He couldn't just abandon Maltelis and let him succumb to malevolence.
Sorey.
If this podunk town can serve as the key to successful conquest of the Northern Territory, then I can suffer the ire of one measly shepherd. What is it?
An enemy attack!
The Northerners have arrived!
No, it appears to be the Highland army!
I will not rise to their bait. Assemble the troops. We shall retreat.
We will make no counterattack!
Would you have me throw men away on some meaningless skirmish with Highland? Don't be an imbecile.
Guess this town is destined for the scrap heap after all. Have the order to retreat given at once.
Unbelievable! Doesn't he care about the happiness of the villagers?
This trivial nonsense is what got the entire village wiped out?
Stop it!
Sorey.
Knowing we can't do anything to intervene just makes it worse.
What on earth is Heldalf doing?
Heldalf abandoned the village and fled.
Filthy Roland scum! Sneak into the mountains, will you?
There's more over here!
How could this happen?
Shepherd, Muse has gone to the shrine
What?
to beg the Roland's army for assistance.
But Heldalf's already run away! Muse, please be safe! Hurry to the shrine!
Right.
Wait, please!
I understand that as a fellow shepherd, you feel strong empathy toward him. That is normal. But please, do not forget what Maven told us. You too, Mikleo.
I'm sorry. It's just... we can already tell this isn't going to end well.
We've learned more than enough here to put the pieces together at this point.
But we still need to see this through, don't we? Let's go.
Right.
Mikleo looks out of character, to say nothing of Sorey.
Well, of course. He was bound to notice before too long.
Yeah, when you add in the fact that none of this is heading for a happy ending.
We all picked up on it. Mikleo, Muse, and the Shepherd all look too similar not to.
Let's go. We're very close to the whole truth.
He's alive. Oh, he's alive. But... oh my god! Now tell us. All is lost. Now Tellus has become a Hellion. And this innocent child. All due to the insipid ambitions of one man.
Brother, wait! No, don't! Please! Brother!
Oh, ye who brought us this misfortune, I grant thee eternal solitude!
No!
Heldalf, live now and forever in a hell of your own making. This is my answer.
Stop!
So, they anticipated our retreat. You are the Valkyries, I take it?
Lightning! General!
Heldalf, prepare yourself! What on earth? Stay away from us, you monster!
So that's what went down.
So Kittybeard didn't become a Hellion. He was made one.
One bearing the most terrible curse there could possibly be.
And the one responsible for it was the previous Shepherd.
So then,
Is this the same village?
If it's not over yet, then there must be more to it.
It's not over, huh? Mikleo.
We gotta be close to the end. Shouldn't we just take a quick gander before we head back?
You look pretty bummed out by this.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry I'm not more bummed out myself, I mean.
You don't need to apologize for that.
Whenever a friend of mine is down, if I'm not feeling the same way, I always feel like maybe something's missing from me.
It's just like he said, Rose. There's nothing you need to apologize for. In fact,
Yeah. Sorry.
Huh?
If anything, we should be the ones sorry for making you worry so much.
we just need a little more time to get our feelings sorted out. We'll be fine. You can count on it.
Gotcha.
Well. So, what? Do. So it's this way.
My goodness. What happened?
Such thick malevolence. I feel sick.
Malevolence of this impossible magnitude can only mean one thing.
Not now, tell us!
Born far too early by the looks of it. Poor mother and child. Neither of you deserved this. Perhaps this too is fate.
That child's human!
Are we not all the same when we first breathe this air, save for the vessel we chance into?
But a child born so premature won't last but a few months.
Probably so.
Senrus!
Muse! My goodness! What happened here?
I'm afraid there's no time to explain. We have to seal off the malevolence before it drifts into Elysia. Who's that child? Celine's? Could it be she was with child?
In order to contain Mount Tellus within this land, you would be the sacrifice to seal the path to Elysia? But Mount Tellus is using the land itself as his vessel. Even if we can trap him here, it would be no more than empty consolation.
I understand, but even so, this is something that we humans have brought upon ourselves.
And the Shepherd?
I take it that the Shepherd has finally fallen?
That may be so, but fate has blessed us with a thread of hope.
You don't mean to say you will raise these children to become the Shepherd and his sub-lord?
For a human and a seraph child raised together, anything is possible. However, it all depends on these children. I humbly accept your 2 small beacons of hope.
Gramps!
Zenris, I have not the words to thank you. Farewell, my dearest child. Mikleo.
Gramps!
So, Sorey, you were a survivor from that village.
And our boy Mickey was refashioned into a seraph.
So I was a sacrifice.
You can cry if you want.
Why would I cry? I'm surprised, to be sure, but I'm not sad. And now we know where Maltelis is. Now the only thing left is our answer. Right.
So does this mean we've found it?
I know now what path I want to take. Though I'm not sure that counts as an answer.
Very well then. Let's consult with Maven once more.
Hey, where'd he go?
Just a little while ago, he was activating the hidden powers of this monolith. He's probably still around here somewhere. You're right. Let's go look for him. Come to think of it, I wonder how this monolith works. How do you think it activates the Earthen Historia?
Probably because this is an Earth Pulse Nexus, don't you think?
Earth Pulse?
I'll let Terror Firma herself do the explaining.
The Earth Pulse is a manifestation of the power of Mother Nature that permeates the Earth.
Exactly. Logren has been known for centuries as a spot where several branches of the Earth Pulse intersect.
If you're already such an expert, why call on me?
Because when you say it, it's that much more adorable.
Interesting. So, the Earthen Historia is reacting to the Earth Pulse.
Could you repeat that in English for dumb bums like me?
Well, okay, let's say instead that there's all this water bubbling up here. Then the Earthen Historia would be like a water wheel. When the wheel goes round, it grinds out the record of history, just like it was milling grains.
Oh, okay. Makes sense to me. But then why are the Earthen Historia behaving like a water wheel?
Probably...
I told you. The Earth Pulse is the power of the Earth.
Oh, I see. So if Maltelis made the Earthen Historia, and he's using the Earth itself as his vessel, then probably it's the force of his will that's making them do that.
No. At least not according to Berseria. So when do we get that key to unlock this stuff?
What a sad turn of affairs. There was more to it than just Heldalf and the Shepherd Michael. So many factors converged to bring about that disaster.
What happened to that village was so ghastly, you can sort of see how Michael finally came to do what he did. But still, no one except maybe his closest friends ought to buy "I was in the depths of my despair" as an excuse.
Right. The actions he took that day changed the fates of millions.
That's true. It was his thoughtless curse of eternal solitude that paved the way for Kittybeard to become the Lord of Calamity. Without the curse, old Sourpuss never would have hated the world so much. Never would have wanted it to turn into a world of Hellions.
You can't blame the people of Highlander Rollins for seeing him as a monster. But I get the sense that deep down, in his own misguided way, he just wants to bring peace to his country.
Some of the blame, too, has to go to the former Shepherd for keeping secret the fact that he'd spirited Maltelis away. Because of that, folks who didn't know the true situation wound up desecrating the shrine and causing Maltelis to transform into a Hellion.
That's right. If they'd only talked about it more openly, there might have been better understanding and cooperation. It also looks like the former Shepherd didn't really trust anyone other than his own flesh and blood. To those who believed in the Shepherd, I can think of no greater wound.
True enough. He may have genuinely wanted every one of them to be happy. But if he never shared this desire with anyone, then...
Regardless of Michael's circumstances, it doesn't change the fact that what Heldalf did was unspeakably cruel. That he would toss strangers to the wolves just to further his own interests.
None of this comes down to black and white, that's for sure.
Well, Maven told us just to feel and experience what had happened. We'll go tell him what we felt.
Question, didn't that happen like a couple hundred years before? And what, Sorey and Mikleo is... or what, late teens? Right? So around 16 to 19? Maybe 20? So... that doesn't make sense unless Alicia has a different time flow.
You're back.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I just wanted to make sure the monolith doesn't get damaged. Your thoughts?
No one involved was fully in the wrong, but no one was really right either. That's how it felt to me.
A useful understanding to reach. Now, your answer.
Sorey, let us hear your answer to this.
My answer is I want to save Heldalf. The Shepherd's job doesn't just boil down to quell the Lord of Calamity, or even clean up the previous Shepherd's mistakes. When malevolence consumes Seraphim and turns them into Hellions, we save them. Yet when it brings misfortune and grief to humans, we say they only have themselves to blame. It doesn't seem fair.
So that is your answer?
Dunno if it counts as one. There are humans out there just like Heldalf. He just happened to play one part in a cascade of terrible events.
I'm not gonna say you shouldn't sympathize with him, but I will say it would strike me as bizarre to completely let him off the hook for the horrors he brought to such a peaceful village. And what he's trying to do now is still messed up, right?
Absolutely. It's wrong, period, and I will stop it.
But even so, you would save this man?
If I won't save humans like Heldalf, who've had Hellionhood thrust upon them, I'll never see humans and Seraphim live in peace.
I see. So then you...
really are an idiot.
Yep. Sorey is Sorey, and we love him for it.
That's right. He couldn't be anyone else even if he tried.
So, Mr. Teller, that what you were looking for?
For such a man, ending his loneliness would be the sole path to salvation. Do you understand what that means?
Taking his life, I would expect.
Sorey.
Can you carry that burden with you?
Indeed. That, even more than your answer, is the crucial matter.
Right. What's important now is whether you truly will not waver. Or rather, whether you truly believe in your answer and are willing to accept its repercussions.
No matter what happens, and no matter what cost.
Wait, are you asking him to prove his determination in battle?
Put bluntly, yes. In order to defeat one who has been abandoned in time, the bonds of strength must be severed. Show me how that is done.
Defeat the one who has been abandoned in time? You can't be talking about...
How to sever the bonds of strength.
So eternal loneliness is a curse, you say? Makes sense now.
Old man.
Now then, show me! Don't hold back! I certainly won't!
But even if there is a way to sever the bonds of strength...
And if we were to actually use it...
Then what would happen to you?
Do you see why it is you waver? Settle this, Shepherd!
Do not let Maven's conviction go to waste.
How much health does he have? Only 24,000.
Shield me!
Oh, wrong side.
Break down! Break on through!
That is why.
Burst! Blue Flurry! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Blue Flurry! Break down! Blue Flurry! Break down! Azure Assault! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Break down! Blue Flurry! Break down! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Safe Zero! Blue Flurry! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Burst! Here's the skies! Arrow Squall! Blue Flurry! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Burst! Blue Flurry! Burst! Blue Flurry! Safe Zero! Release my velocity! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Burst! Promoting Crescent! Look out!
I don't know what made him beat us in
Azure Assault! Burst! Motion Blitz! Azure Assault! Blue Flurry! Breakthrough! Azure Assault! Aim and fire! Rain of fire! Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Burst! Burst! Look out! Blue Flurry! Burst! Blue Flurry! Look out! Burst! Look out! Blue Flurry! I need a hand! Look out! Look out! Burst! Ocean Blitz! Blue Flash! Look out! Shining! Blue Flurry! Ocean Blitz! Azure Assault! Blue Flurry! Ocean Blitz! Break on through! Blue Flurry! Break down! Blue Flurry! Ocean Blitz!
Yeah?
Open the floodgates! Bubble arrow! Look out! Rose, get back! Burst! Safe Zero! Burst!
Find the Earth! I'm taking
Fire! Usher in!
Pretty much screwed.
Look out!
Is this the Shepherd's preparedness?
If we did not start with Micleo, we would have been fine.
You can't hold back! Be gone!
Don't hold back! I certainly won't!
But even if there is a way to sever the bonds of strength, and if we were to actually use it,
Then what would happen to you?
Do you see why it is you waver? Settle this, Shepherd!
Do not let Maven's conviction go to waste. Are you alright?
Look out! Look out!
We got this now.
Breakthrough! Burning Shot!
Captain Ewan! Rising
Burning Shot! Full force! Look out! Dancing Flames!
It wasn't strong enough.
Shit!
Look out!
Built
Sharp!
even trying?
Wind! Dragon Blitz! Dragon Blitz! Wind! Blade! Strike! Strike!
Rising
Vanish! Wind! Splash! Look out! Dragon Blitz! Now you've done it! Shredder!
Even trying?
Sharp!
Hold it!
Strike! Dragon Blitz! Strike! Look out!
Time to learn some humility.
Knock it down! Dragon Blitz! Dragon Blitz! Feel my wings!
The Earth breaks! Double
Yeah!
Don't mess.
It's over! Lion's Roll!
Don't mess.
Look out! It can't end here! Look out!
Laser demon, flip forward, going ahead!
me?
Dark Star! Strike Careless! This is for you! Look out! Here goes! Fearless Star! This is for you! Look out! This is for you! Blue Flurry! Blistering Fearless Star! You feel it? Ocean Blitz!
Did I use that on those?
You're careless! This might be bad. Look out!
Counting on.
Look out! More than one!
Well,
You're
that's
careless!
just nice.
Look out!
Come on, Redneck. Come on.
Blue Flurry! Look out! Repeating Giant! That's it! Repeating Giant! Scrap Toss! You're careless! Here! Iron Punch! Take this! Big O! Same Zero! That's it! Like the way! You're careless! Echo Shot! Take this! Purify the Earth! That's it! Echo Shot! Big O!
Ow, that's another one.
Can't end here! You're careless! Magnetic field! You're careless! That's it! Shoot! Ice Strike! Constrictor! This is for you! You're careless! That's it! This is for you! Here! Clear Blue Fire! Here! That's it! Here!
Come on.
You're careless! Over here! Stigma!
Shit!
Magius! That's it! Here! That's it! You're careless!
So close.
That's it! This might be bad! I won't lose this time! Here! You're careless!
Well done. What I want to see is not a mere display of strength.
So you really are immortal?
You understand by now, don't you, the way to defeat me?
Yes. Turn my friends into attacks with wills of their own, and use those attacks to pierce through the bonds of strength.
What Dazzle said he did.
Then why aren't you doing it? I'm not a Hellion. Even if you make use of that means, your friends will not be consumed with malevolence. You won't admit it. After all, to demonstrate that method upon me is tacit acknowledgement that it is your only option with Heldalf as well.
But Maven, isn't there any other way at all?
No. Even Lila's power is not enough to purify one as consumed with malevolence as he is. You should know that.
Sorey. Rose.
If you weigh lives on scales, you will falter at the crucial moment. All the more so if it is your friends' lives in question. But if you do waver, and your wavering leads you to a faulty answer, you may never recover. In this way does virtue become vice.
But if you will die for the answer you truly believe in, even failure will not stop you from rising again. What you should fear is not failure, but rather that fear itself will compromise your belief in your answer.
Lila.
Now then, Sorey.
If you intend to make this a farce, then I shall end it. Show me, not just with words, but with the spirit of belief. I shall end it. Luminous Saber! It is a damned shame, Lila. Unfortunately, it looks like they still don't understand. So, it was all for naught.
No, just a little bit more. Even when they resented their own helplessness, even when they grieved for a fallen comrade, even when evil schemed to lead them astray, Sorey and his companions have pushed ever on, never losing themselves. Knowing fear, but not malevolence, they came all this way to stand here together.
You're really something.
I don't like having regrets, and I don't like giving them to other people either. Don't you forget it.
Sorey, Rose, you paralyzed or something? Going up against Hellions is already life or death. It shouldn't be new to you.
Edna. Zavid.
It's just as they said, Rose. Sorey, do you remember what I told you? Back at Lady Lake? I didn't come all this way just to be a liability. I said it before. Do I need to say it again? No.
If the Shepherd Sorey truly believes in his answer, then surely may he bring an end to the Age of Chaos.
Then show us. Show us your answer.
Sorey!
Everyone.
You have good friends, lad.
Darn right. Let's go!
Come at me!
Who's Ross? Watch
Look
your
out!
help!
Maven! This is... my answer!
Old man!
Maven?
I thought I could hold out until you finished it, but...
Maven?
Oh, I'm so sorry it came to this.
You're an idiot too.
You're not wrong, but I have no regrets.
What's going on? What are you saying?
Come on!
It's because I violated the taboo.
If the user breaks the terms of the oath, the special powers granted by the oath likewise vanish.
You should have told us.
Please, do not blame Lila. She merely did what she believed was right for all of you. And it was my decision to make as well.
I believe too. In my answer. And in my friends. And for their sake, I will not waver in what must be done. So there will be no regrets.
It is time to say our farewells.
I promise. I'll never forget what you've told me, Maven. And I'll teach it to others as well.
Sorey, you've... Never did I imagine I would die with others by my side. Thank you.
Let's go!
To Camlon?
Yeah. Maltellus should still be there. Let's make for Elysia first. There should be a road there leading to Camlon. We saw Gramps come running when the village fell.
Oh, that makes sense. So Camlon was close to Elysia.
Very likely. That fits with the idea that it was a strategically important location for Highland, Rollins, and the Northern Powers.
Yeah, good point. But it looked to me like the road to Camlon was sealed off.
Yeah, by my mother.
You can cry if...
I told you I'm not going to cry.
Looks like this is the final battle.
Let's end this.
Right on!
Right. So. That was a bit of a hard hit.
So if we cut the tie between Mautellus and Heldalf, we'll be home free, right?
I'm not so sure about that. He's strong enough to use the Earth itself as a vessel. Will that really be all that it takes?
Right. We'll probably have to purify all the malevolence attached to the land as well.
Is that right, Layla?
She sells seashells by the seashore. Yep.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
He's got to be doing that on purpose.
Originally, he was the one who would purify the land. His power was the blessing of the land itself.
Like a natural purification of sorts, huh?
Don't think that's gonna be enough this time.
Certainly the activities of the shepherds also contributed to the Earth's natural purification from the outside.
But now it's just Sorey, and no one else.
We need to have a plan of action before moving on. But all the same, we can't sit around brooding all day.
For sure.
Oh. Is this when Alicia comes back? Of course not. Well... Are you kidding me? Oh, motherfucker! It really is gonna make us run all the way there. What kind of horse crap is that? Go to Alicia. Why can't we teleport? There's better be one good-ass reason why we can't. I really hate how they give us a fast travel option then just randomly take it away. It would be different if they moved us or if something critical happened. Or, you know, they provide some story plot or
Here, I'll do you a
secondary
favor.
fast travel option. Instead of just taking away the one option. And no, I don't consider that wind step or whatever the hell they call it a fast travel option. In Tales of Berseria, they gave us the geoboard, which allowed us to travel quicker than running, and it blew through enemies. Because
Ready, everyone?
This bull crap.
Yeah! Tiger Blade! It's over! Stop in the water! This is my path! Strike! It's over! Out of the way! Get up! Get on! How's this? Going ahead! Don't stick! On, everyone! Believe that! Here I go! Banquet of Flames! Pretty good, right?
Why did you waste that, Lila?
Looks like we win!
Yes, I'm irritated.
I prepared the bottles.
I'm quite irritated. Save. Why can we not fast travel? Something better fucking happen on this bridge. You gotta be kidding me! Oh, fuck you. And this still irritates me. Why can't the enemies catch us? How come the enemies can run faster? Gonna stop wasting it! Fucking can't use disregards on bosses when we need them, but shut up and waste them on fucking trash.
Women in battle are gorgeous.
Alright, I'm a little beyond irritated. A lot beyond irritated. Oh, motherfucker!
Let's get him! It's over! Ready? Not yet! The hell? Yeah! Let's drag it back! Yeah! Freezing strike! Random darkness! Sonic flurry!
Shit.
Capturing flames! Strike! Aqua blade!
Stop running away!
Get him! Strike! Everyone! Sweet dreams! I got you! Tiger blade!
Come on!
Be gone! That is! Ready? Strike it! Get him! How's this? Sweet dreams! Let's keep it up! How's this? Miss me over! Hang on, everyone! Have low vitality. Hit him hard and fast. Take it away! Powers of darkness! Earthborn! Surround the earth! Behold, raging power! Earth revolution! This is it!
Again, wasting on trash, but you can't do that on a boss.
Sweet dreams!
potent beauty in winning this way.
Some of us are low on health.
Did you hear? Another war coming on.
Yeah, looks like both Rollins and Highland are ready to take the kid gloves off. It's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, and I hear it's all going down at Glaven Basin.
This is too good.
Damn straight. Food and weapons, medicine and coffins. We're gonna make a fortune.
Another war? This is bad. If any more malevolence collects...
That's probably exactly what he wants.
You mean Heldalf, yeah?
Let's go take a look. Sounds like it's around Glaven Basin.
Let's make it save. Can we fast travel now? So I really would like to fast travel. Thank you. Did they really have to make us run across the bridge to tell us that? There's so many different ways they could have gave us that information.
Reporting casualties for the Blue Tempest Knights. 118 wounded, 30 dead.
Be careful.
Report. Approximately 50 casualties on the enemy side.
Is it over already?
Don't kid yourself.
It's no more than a skirmish along the front lines.
If both armies were clashing full on, the body count wouldn't be anywhere near this low.
This... low?
Where are the Platinum Knights?
Sir, they're still struggling to evacuate Lastenbell.
Can't they see there's no time?
Sorey, there's no point in just staying here.
The Platinum Knights are in Lastenbell.
Let's go see Sergei.
Yeah.
Again, thinking about this story, I could think of so many more ways to relay this information to us. So many more ways to have us do stuff instead of running back and forth.
Boss!
Talfrin, what happened?
We were all... captured in Pendrago. They said we murdered the Cardinal. At the behest of the Kingdom of Highland.
What? But I was the one who...
It was Lunar. He approached the Empire and suggested they frame it this way.
Of course. The Empire was just itching for a justification to launch a war.
If they could tell the world that Highland had assassinated their cardinal...
Almost too perfect.
Lunar laid an ambush for us. If Igil hadn't shielded me, I would have... I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything but run away.
We knew this might happen sooner or later. Part of the job description. But still.
Rose, you should go.
But we have to stop the war!
We all know what they'll do now that they've trumped up a justification.
Dispose of the evidence.
You can't leave them like that, can you?
After all, they're your family.
You said it yourself, didn't you? You and I have two very different jobs.
Thank you. I'll be back.
What about us? Should we be rescuing the scattered bones or stopping this war?
Both are vital, but we can't be in two places at once.
Sergei's in Lastenbell.
Alicia's probably at the Highland Army base.
Then...
If I remember correctly, wasn't there some kind of cave or something leading to Highland around here?
Right, the Lamorak Cave.
So... we... don't have a choice? Give us the illusion of choice? Alright, you know what? I think we've gone long enough. I'm a bit irritated at else right now, anyways. And we've gone for a couple hours, so this is a good spot to call it for the night. I'm gonna do a little research on this to see if this is an illusion of choice, that we got to do all 3 objectives anyways. Or specifically, we gotta meet Sergei, or go help Rose, then meet Sergei, then go meet Alicia. Just like the illusion of choice that they gave us on the Earthen Historians. So, is this... do we have to meet those objectives? Or is it truly we get a choice and it splits, branches into different ways how to get to the end, and there's 3 different paths. Then obviously that will be something that we can talk about it and decide which path we want to go. But I got a feeling we got to do all the objectives. So, anyways, as I said, I'm a bit frustrated at this game right now, and I'm tired, and I think we've gone long enough. So I hope you all enjoyed, have fun, and be back tomorrow with probably Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon. Until then, I hope you all have a good night, and I shall see you the next time. Later.